Bulgy is a double-decker bus. He takes passengers around the island. He often passes other vehicles, like Bertie.
Good morning, Bulgy. Lovely day, isn't it?
The one thing he finds difficult is the railway. He really doesn't like railway lines and much prefers roads and often tells people about it. Later, Bulgy had to stop at the bus stop to collect more passengers. But there was one passenger who was quite grumpy.
About time. I've been waiting all day.
Hi there, Bulgy. How are you?
How am I? I'll tell you how I am. I'm getting some flat tires, and they're starting to get flatter than you think. And the worst thing is that there's a grumpy man coming inside of me.
All right, there are some grumpy passengers around, so I advise you ignore them.
Bulgy was doing his job, picking up passengers. But anytime he revved his engine while trundling down the road, the passenger was getting grumpy.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
He also got grumpy when they were stuck in traffic.
Come on, what's the hold-up?
And he even got grumpy when they were passing engines down at the railway.
This is even more worse than the railways.
At last, Bulgy stopped at the final bus stop, and all the passengers were very pleased to get to their destination. Except for one.
At last, I'm going to be there for my tea.
Enjoying your day, Bulgy?
No, I have a very grumpy passenger on board, Bertie. He's never happy, even though there is nothing to complain about.
Oh, is this true?
What? If it's not true now, I'll make sure it is.
That evening, before Bulgy and Bertie settled down to sleep, the Fat Controller arrived in his car with one last job for Bulgy.
Good evening, Bulgy. Before you go to sleep, I have a very important job for you tonight. You are to bring some of the passengers back from their jobs because they had a night shift there. You are to take them back home.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. You can count on me.
Lucky for you, Bulgy. You get to take passengers later on, especially when it's at night.
To be honest, Bertie, it doesn't really matter what type of day it is. What only matters is the railways. Us buses are better.
So Bulgy had collected the passengers and was taking them home. Even the grumpy passenger. He didn't want him to get grumpy again. But he was heading towards a construction site, and the best way to stop him from becoming grumpy was to continue his journey. So he revved his engine, passed some workmen, and ignored them. At last, Bulgy arrived at the final bus stop, where the passengers got off. But the grumpy passenger was still grumbling.
No, finally. I can't wait to get back to sleep. Oh, dear.
And Bulgy had had enough. The next morning, the passengers had arrived. But the grumpy passenger wasn't there until Bertie arrived.
Hello, Bulgy. Isn't it time you set off?
Yeah, but One of the passengers are running very late. They'll be very grumpy if they miss their ride.
The grumpy passenger had slept through his alarm clock and was running late. Eventually he arrived. Bulgy was making all the other passengers grumpy, and the grumpy passenger was still grumbling.
Oh, hurry up, Bulgy. Get out of the way. You've made me late too, and my passengers are not happy about it.
I'm tired of this passenger keep complaining. No matter what happens, he'll still continue.
By the time he arrived at the bus stop, the fat controller was waiting for him.
Sir, I know what you're going to say, and I'm truly sorry.
Thank you for saying so, Bulgy, but why did you do top speed limits, ignore the digging site by not slowing down, and ignoring some of the passengers back at the bus stops?
Because of that grumpy passenger, sir. I was trying to stop him from complaining.
Bulgy, I know that passenger well. He's always grumpy, and he always finds something to complain about. But today, you've made everybody grumpy.
Yes, sir. I know now, sir.
From now on, you want to do your best to ignore that man and carry on with your job properly.
Will do. Thank you, sir.
So Bulgy was continuing his job, and he still had the grumpy passenger with him. But when he got to the construction site again, he decided to slow down.
No, come on. Hurry up. I'm going to be late for my tea.
At last, Bulgy's job was finished. He was very tired and couldn't wait to go to sleep.
So, how was your evening, Bulgy?
It was a spectacular job, Bertie. From now on, whenever I see any passengers, no matter what their mood is, I'm going to be trying to be myself from now on.
Does that mean you're going to stop grumbling and think about the railways as well?
No, I'm going to try ignore people like that grumpy man, whatever they are grumbling about, and just continue the job.
Good for you, Bulgy. Good for you. Ha 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 ha.